Alright, what it is out there. Check this out. Let me explain. Give you the explanation. The explanation. Alright. You know, I was doing some things at the house, in the studio, right? And I had to step outside for a minute. So I goes outside, and everything appeared normal, but I'm always looking in the sky, right? Always. Anyway, I instantly seen like what it appeared to be like northern lights, but the thing was, they were in streaks, and it appeared as if it was like centered the direction I'm saying. 3, if you, whatever position you're standing, to your right, you would see 3 streaks of light coming from, obviously, like the other side of the planet. All right, coming long, like this thick, coming long, up into and reach into a point, into a certain constellation. And it was a clear sky. This was clear. You could see every star. And actually the stars looked like they were closer to the planet than they normally was. They looked like they were closer. And you know, thinking about stars again too, you know, I'm gonna get to it. This is an explanation. Explanation. Alright? Anyway, these stars appeared like they were closer to the planet. You know, as if they wasn't even stars. Right? Nevertheless, and by the way, you know that twinkle twinkle little star type of crap that we heard growing up? Stars don't twinkle. Stars do not twinkle. Research on that. Nevertheless, inner verse, outer verse. I tried to draw what I'm trying to say to you. Nevertheless, this is how it looks. Now I'm going to explain this. Now, assume this is the planet. The circle is the planet. There's supposed to be a little black dot here. This little black dot is me on the planet. So looking up, you would see these points going back over. Alright? I'm below the points here. Alright? And the points here is in the sky, actually. Okay? So if you here at this point, you looking up into the sky, you see these points reaching all the way over to the earth. And you see how they situated. And don't count those as how many I seen, because I didn't count them. All right, but I'm giving you a perspective that they wasn't everywhere. All right, they was not everywhere, and they were right over my house. Right over my house, the constellation that it shot up to millions of miles or light, thought, information, patterns, and dimensions away. All right, which is the inner verse. It was right over where I reside. All right, now. I had filmed it, of course. I went back in and got my phone and went back out. But you know, the light of the phone, the electronics in a phone wouldn't reach or comprehend the light of the stars. So therefore, I filmed it. I got it. But you won't see nothing. You'll just see darkness, because I couldn't pick up the light wave or the light frequency that was animating. But the electron could. The electron could pick them up. Okay? But the electronics, all right? The electronics couldn't. But the electron could. All right. Now, so I went back in and got the queen because I thought maybe it was just me. You know, I see different dimensions here and there, and that would have been one of the biggest ones. So I go get the queen, and the queen didn't want to come out. She was all jammed up, right, in her jammies, right? I said, listen, put on your coat, put on your shoes, and come with me. I know you don't want to, and it's cold out there, but you must come. Let's go. She gets up, go out there. I quickly point, and I said, do you see that? She says, yes, I see that. I said, tell me, what do you see? And she explained the same thing. I said, have you ever seen that before? She says, no, hell no. And as cold as it was, she still stood there and turned around and looking in everywhere and confirmed that it is going above the house into a constellation of stars. I should have specifically found out exactly that constellation, but then at that point, it went away. Not the projection didn't go away, it stayed present. But my thought about what it was went away. I come back in the house. I sit there and I say, something's definitely changing. Then all of a sudden my mind tried to get me to understand that, hey, that could be them boys. You know, tried to tell me that it's them boys. Psh, come on now. But I entertained for slightly, you know, just slightly, little part. And I observed. And then some said that it could be them stars transmitting a frequency shot to certain zones with frequency weapons upon these so-called stars, man-made possibly, because it appeared that it was so close, shooting down rays in certain territories, certain city limits, hitting their ass with a frequency that's controlling their mind. So I said, could be. Ain't gonna think that one though, because I don't give no control to anything outside of me. Nothing will fool these, okay? It's programmed to fool these, but I already shut these off. These does not work like that. Any perception coming through these here is the perception. Oh, I removed my quartz crystal and my amethyst, but you get the picture because these are quartz crystals, right? Small granules of quartz. When any eyeballs dry out, they're small granules of quartz. Nevertheless, they're programmed. They can be programmed. I reprogrammed these, all right? So therefore, I shut that shit down because nothing operates outside of me. There is no enemy, all right? There is no enemy. In no me. Therefore, and then all of a sudden, pow! I knew exactly what it was. See, I had did this. Now I'm gonna have to tell you some of my magic. All right. So I sat back and was contemplating, and because of the desire, not desire, but because of, you know how wisdom, knowledge seeks understanding, and wisdom seeks inner standing. Therefore, like I said, all of a sudden when I was on the frequency of seeing that, and I had to shift from it because outside projections will either lead you to fear or love. Okay? So when I came up out of that outer projection, back into the love of self, back into the knowledge of self, I understood exactly what it was because I made a constructed plane. for myself a while back, all right? I constructed this plane. Maybe I'll draw it for you. Maybe some of you may have seen this plane. Nevertheless, this is an explanation. Nevertheless, I constructed this plane. I will draw it for you as I speak to you. Nevertheless, I did this like, I don't know, I can't tell you in time, because where I am, there is no time. For real, for real. You know what I mean? For real, for real. I work for myself. I don't know the time. I do not consider time. Anyway, and nevertheless, I built this plane, all right? And this plane, look, I'm gonna draw it similar to what it is. Well, but I won't explain the whole thing, but just some of the details. Nevertheless, I constructed this astral plane. I really won't say astral plane. I won't give it a name. I constructed a conscious connection and anchored it in this realm to the inner realm projecting outer realm. Okay? Understand? Okay. I connected. I created an anchor and did it with an energy that is potent enough to shoot it out of the macabre. All right? Now, when I constructed this plane a long time ago, it was just out there. It was just, or in here. It was just in here. The knowledge contained, and I would meditate on it every day, and certain things I would do every day to power that energy that's in this plane that I created with my own energy. I would power it through my energy, sending energy to it to power this created macabre. Okay? I won't even say macabre. You know, I don't want to use names for my creations, because then I'll put limitations on it without my knowledge. Therefore, that which I created is what I created. Just as I am, it is. Therefore, we are. Nevertheless, this which I created, I, like 3 days ago, or 4 days ago, or 5 days ago, or 6 days ago, or 7 days ago, when creation was completed, I bought this plane of my consciousness, powered by my energy and thought, because thought, energy follows thought. I bought it over my house. I bought this plane over my house in my thought and put it there and commanded the intelligence within that which I created to protect, to observe, to adhere, and by all means to control frequencies and to deal with harmful or infectious frequencies, or to deal with any organisms present that may cause harm in this avatar. Sounds strange. Yes. Yes. Everything outside of that box must sound strange. Nevertheless, I created this in thought. I created it with my energy. And I did not perceive it with these eyes when I seen it. Now you might say, oh, really? But see, here it is. The reality is my conscious, not yours. The reality is my energy, not yours. And what made it official within the realm, entering another realm, is the queen seeing exactly my conscious, my manifestation in her reality. And she knew nothing about me bringing the plane. Nevertheless, the connection is connected. And that is the explanation that I have for you. I was hoping someone, not hoping, I was seeing who else could have seen it and would put something on, you know, or comment on, they seen it too. You know, nevertheless, there you have it. Hey, I'm doing a lot of things, man. I'm going to tell you some things I had planned for y'all. I mean, not planned for you. I'm speaking to me. Nevertheless, but you know what? I'm not going to tell you what I got planned for you. And I just said planned again. Now, the plan is explain, explanation. I want to explain, all right? Expand our consciousness past what they told us to do. You know, start using what you see and what you perceive it to be. What you perceive it to be. Sometimes you might get a headache. I don't get those. At certain times, one will arise. And I know what's happening. It's my mind expanding. Because it can't be nothing else. You understand and overstand the whole situation. You are more than just man. You are more than just more. I am because we are, and we are all there is. You heard it in CMB. We all we got. We is the higher self and the lower self. We all we got. To know self and understand this light, bright, light type of ray that's shining here is not coming from it's not coming from a light beam or a ray, okay? It's because of a simple crack on this phone, all right? And I had no other choice but to use this at this moment. Nevertheless, no technology here. Nevertheless, what was I? Knowing self, all right? Self-knowledge is to know. What did Drew Ali say? He said, to know self, you must know your higher self and your lower self. See, most people travel into the knowing just higher self, forgot all about lower self. In the Art of War, it states, ooh, man, yeah, I'm putting together some things, man. I really want to tell you, but defensive mechanism popped up and said, don't tell him shit. Show him. Nevertheless, in the Art of War, it says, he who knows his enemy and knows not himself I'm going to get this out of their chronological order, all right? But I'm going to say it like this. He who knows not the enemy and knows not himself will lose 1,000 battles. Every battle. He who knows himself, but not the enemy. Oh, he who knows the enemy, but not himself, will lose half the battles. Half of his battles. He who knows the enemy and himself will win every battle. All right? Check this out. Go in. You already know who that is. The enemy, lower self, And you have yourself, which is the higher self. To know self, you must study self, higher and lower self, not just higher self. Nevertheless, that means you got to know the dark arts and the higher light arts. You got to have a successful combination of them both. A successful combination of them both, depending on your environment, your surrounding, which crystallizes the water into what it must become. Do not surround yourself with the electrons and the neutrons and protons of ignorant ones. Do not subject yourself to the frequencies of envies. Do not subject yourself to the compassions of attractions. Do not place yourself in a place where there is no life, where there is no intelligence, where there is no wisdom. The things that they show you on TV, if you have any intelligence, you shouldn't even be watching this shit. The songs they play on the radio, if you have any intelligence, you shouldn't even want to listen to that shit. The degradation, the continuation of murder, people dying of cancer, people starving all over here on the world, that shit that they show you on the news, if you have any intelligence, you shouldn't want to watch, hear, nor see that shit. You program the CPU, quantum computer. Do not lose the sight of yourself. Do you know the most important thing to yourself is yourself? Do you know? Did you know? Did you hear? Do you have a fucking clue that when you die, no one is affected but you? And you don't die. That you do not die. That's why Jesus, Joshua, Yeshua, whoever, all right, Brother Justice said, let the dead bury their dead. Let the dead bury their dead. You think that body's dead? If you do, you go there. You do the funeral rites and rituals of ignorant ones who says that something has left. Nothing is even here. How the fuck can it leave? How can you be the master of your ship if you're being programmed by all kind of dumb shit? I mean, coming from even intelligent shit. You know what I'm saying? You believe in Islam. Who? You? You believe in Christianity. Who? You? No. Who? You believing in anything that they put a title on, limiting it, putting a level on everything. You believing in the frequency, putting on a level on everything, disconnecting everything because you believe in one thing, and everything is interconnected, tied together, working in the interest of you. You want you to work in the interest of others. When you look at me right now, when you're listening to me, when you're thinking about what I'm thinking about, guess what? You have opened your mind up to a source. And guess what? That is the only time when your fucking mind is susceptible to input. Because you're listening now. You're not controlling anything. I am. I am not trying or not trying. I don't try anything. I do or I do not. Understand, and overstand. When you're looking at the TV, when you see little things that miss your eye, it evades your consciousness and impacts on your subconscious. See, you open the gate now. There's no, look, do not get afraid, all right? Do not get scared. This is for you to understand one thing. This is your most subtle point, and he knows this. See, when you're talking, if you're talking, your mind is thinking. Your mind is going everywhere. But the minute you stop talking and you start listening, your mind goes like this. It was like this, and when you're talking, you know, energy was going here, thought was moving, brain stimulation. You know what I'm saying? Things, whatever, right? But when you're listening, you go like this. You open wide up like this. Now, things can come in. See, this is the point where we have to send our energy in. But he knows it because you're listening. So he's making all these so-called Illuminati, you know, things and all this type of shit, and codes and sigils and signals and shit, right? And when you listening to the cartoons, TV, Melrose or whatever, he's placing these things in there, you know, like Egyptian sphinx and shit like this, but in a connection to snap you out of it. You know, letting you see all this type of rap and crap and straps and strappings, the straps that fall from the master's table into the hood. Nevertheless, you are subjected to implants, surgically implanting chips, surgically implanting false light codes in your head, turning on certain things, turning off certain things, due to the form, the thought forms. Listen, if you are a light being, then sound is beneath you. Speaking, the frequency of speaking from a light being, all right, you already lowered your frequency. You remove yourself from light and came to sound, which is 1,000, thousands of times lesser than your original position as light being. Explanation is your explanation. Just think about that. Contemplate. Think. Do not open yourself up to ignorance. If you open yourself up, you open yourself up to wisdom. And the wisdom must come from self. See, a lot of the conscious brothers and the conscious TV, like Sonetta TV, is good. But it keeps you in a dimension. Because they keep saying conscious. They're conscious. It's conscious, brother. But to be conscious is to be incomplete. Because your conscious can be easily controlled by your subconscious. You must control your subconscious. I spoke that to one of the Moors one time, and the brother stopped me and said, hold on. His brother name was Robert Lee Bay. He said, hold on, brother. Hold on, brother. You said subconscious. You can't control your subconscious now. Come on now, brother. I said, shit. You know, I really didn't want to explain it to him right there. But I did. Nevertheless, see, this is what your inner verse knows to project to your outer verse, so you can see somebody else controlling your eyes and controlling your subconscious, because you has not took the initiative. You have not took the initiative. Once again, you have not took the initiative to even think you can control your subconscious. And the subconscious is something that you do, and now I know they talk about it in repetition, but it is in repetition. The subconscious is what, if repetition is what, it wasn't important, then it wouldn't be no intelligence in saying mantras. And it wouldn't be no intelligence for them to keep showing your ass reruns. And it wouldn't be no intelligence for them to show you or play 13 songs only or 22 songs only on the radio for repetitionist purposes, some mantra purposes, for your dumb ass can get locked into a frequency that's catapulting your ass oppositely into hell. See, look, when you listening to me, here's something I discovered through self-study. When you're listening to somebody, don't keep your fucking head open. Waiting to or perceiving what the fuck he's saying so much. Listen, when you know who you're listening to is cool, it's fine, you got all power. There's nobody programming your ass. Really, they are. But because, for the simple fact, everything you see and hear, you're being programmed. Understand that. Don't get offended. You're going to be programmed, motherfucker. You understand? But it's just like you in a store or a creator store and you picking out what the movies you want to see. You are intelligently and wisely picking out from, you are picking out wisely from what you want to download, man. Upload and download. And you must make good decisions in what you downloading and uploading, man. And all the stuff you put in here and you can't use, you defeated the purpose of having a brain and being connected to the source. There's just so much I want to tell you at this point. But the thing that I found out is this. When you're listening to someone, all right, especially those ones who, like consciousness, you know what I'm saying, you opening your mind up, your mind is this wide open, your aura is just open, all right? You have, the egg has shields of the egg, the force field is low. Shields at 0.6%. All right? So, in order to evade that frequency on a point that it can be penetrated, when you're listening to a person, I'll be like this. Or, not so much of a hum, not so much of agreement. Not that way. Because that means you're agreeing to what they're saying and you saying, come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Have a beer. Throw up some this and that and the other, right? Nevertheless, what you do is start thinking while you're listening. Not about what they're saying. Think about something else. Matter of fact, what I did, or what I found that is useful, is projection. Start projecting yourself. Because your mind must now start registering. And it's not opening. So, like, if I'm sitting there listening to someone who's highly intelligent, even if they're highly intelligent, I would put myself above myself, project myself, I hold myself above myself. Give my brain something to do. Or, like, if I'm sitting like here, and I look over there, back over there, and it might be a chair or something, I'll take myself and project myself in the chair and listen from the chair. Give my mind something to do. Now, I know this sounds weird to you, man, but these are just some things that I learned that is necessary for me to do, so my mind won't be putting it in totally. I can discern the information before I let it go in, on my accord. Nevertheless, this was the explanation and a little bit more. Hey, I am because we are, and what we are is all we got and all there is. All right? You, the light. You are the way. You are the glory. Your glory. Stay glorified. I am because of what we are.